I got a call to go out and fix a wobbling bed at an Airbnb. And as you can see, it really does wobble. And the first thing I noticed was there's a crack in the side rail, which that's going to have to be fixed. As I tightened the bottom bolt with my hex wrench, the crack in the side of the bed just got wider and wider. And you can see the results here. Now we're going to leave this crack spread open like this, and I'm going to use some Titebond original wood glue to fix it. And I'm also going to use a glue syringe. And I'll put a paid link in the video description for this and all the things I use in this video. You can either buy directly from this link, or you can just use it as a springboard to a wider search. Now we don't need to fill the syringe to the very top. I mean, this should be more than enough. So now we'll put in the glue, and the main reason for using this syringe is so that we can get maybe to the middle of the joint. We're going to do this on both sides too. So if you get too much in, don't worry, it'll just seep out and we can clean it up. Better too much than not enough. Now I like comments. But don't send me a comment saying I should have put something under the joint to protect the floor. I really didn't think about that until I started dripping glue all over everything. Fortunately, this type of glue cleans up really well with just a rag and some water. Just to make sure that the glue is spread more evenly, I'm going to follow up with a small brush. And this is just that glue and acid brush. Very cheap. Now I'm just going to wipe up the excess glue here, and I'm going to do that on both sides. Before we glue it up, I'm going to take the hex wrench again, and I'm going to loosen this connection, or loosen the bolt rather. That way that'll allow this joint to draw back together naturally. We don't want anything to keep the two surfaces from mating. And as you can see, I can force the joint now to close by hand, good and tight. And again, I'm going to wipe up the excess with a damp rag. And since it is water soluble, Titebond Original is really an indoor glue. Now before clamping, I'm going to put some paper towels under the joint. You know, better late than never, right? To protect the wood finish, I'm going to put some wax paper over and under the joint. This will also minimize any chance of my clamp sticking to the wood surface. I'm using a couple of wooden clamp pads on top. And then on the bottom, I'm going to use a longer board, which will distribute the clamping force evenly along the length of the joint. I'm going to install and tighten my bar clamps now, and you'll notice it's going to force a lot of glue out of the joint. And that's what we need to do. We need to make sure that the two surfaces fit tightly together for this to be effective. And I'm just using my thumb here to make sure that the joint has come together good and that it's flush. And of course now we can take this opportunity to take the damp rag and clean up. Now you want to let this sit at least an hour. That's what a wood glue like this requires. Actually it's going to be 3 or 4 hours for me. I'm going to go to my next job. I'm going to come back this evening. I'm going to take the clamps off and we'll test it and see how good it does. Now I've returned to the Airbnb and we can go ahead and just simply remove both clamps and remove all the paper, etc. And folks, while we're doing this, this is a good opportunity for me to ask you to go below and like our video, subscribe to our channel, and be sure to click that notification bell. Next, we're going to retighten, but we're not going to over-tighten the bed bolts. Too much horsepower here, and we may re-split the bed rail. Yeah, big difference. So all I have to do now is clean up, we're done. So that's going to wrap up our video. Be sure to send me your comments and questions. I will answer you. And until next time, thanks for watching.